Hello everybody, welcome back to the video game project. I'm your host Penny. Today we're going to be running through the 25-man Burning Crusade raid dungeon known as the Eye. We're going to try and kill the Void Reaver, who can drop a tier 5 token for armor for hunters, which, as I've explained before, is great for the 2-piece bonus. Like my other videos, we will be beginning from the very start of the dungeon, showing you how I managed to make my way through and all the way to the boss, clearing out many of the trash. Not all the trash must be killed, some I'm able to sneak by using my mad ninja skills. But unfortunately for this first hallway, much of the mobs have a tendency of finding me out, so I've decided to just kill them and get that just over with. Now as you can see, I can ninja past some of the mobs, but as always, if you're not sure if you can make it, just kill them, get them out of your way. That way you can't have any unexpected mistakes happen and get killed, because nothing can ruin your momentum like a nice untimely death. A rage quit will kill everything, I swear it will. Now none of these mobs are terribly difficult. Some of them do have a heal spell, which you may want to concentrate on killing those guys first. Or you could be like me and pretty much just be reckless, target any of them, and try and kill them until they decide to die. Probably not the best strategy, but when you feel a little overpowered and just kind of bored, that's all you really want to do is just kill the mobs. Now as you can see, these guys do take a little bit of time to kill. Even in 2 times speed, they are a bit of a pain. Now luckily, these guys and only are pretty much the only random mobs that you'll need to kill until you get to the boss. There are a few packs of mobs around the boss, but those guys are much quicker and easier to kill. Now after you've killed all those guys in that initial hallway, you'll be able to sneak by pretty much every other boss, or sorry, mob around here. These birds here, I don't know if they're phoenix or what, but you'll be able to sneak by them fairly easily. They are in a set pattern, so as long as you're not a fool like I almost was, you should be able to just sneak around them without much trouble. Now, some of these giant mechs, they can be a little difficult to sneak by, but honestly, as long as you just split the uprights there, you'll have no trouble getting past them. Now that we're in the room with the Void Reaver, you'll notice that there are about 6 packs of mobs here that you're going to need to kill. They're not too terribly difficult, but I do advise pulling them back as far as you can here, because the big mech guys here have a kicking ability that will knock you or your pet back, and you really don't want to get knocked back into another pack of mobs and just have more adds to deal with. One mob or one pack of mobs is enough at a time. You really don't want to risk dying and just, kind of killing into your profit there if you have to do repairs. Ultimately, they're not too difficult. They don't do much damage. None of them, as far as I can remember, heal. So it really isn't a terrible fight. Just keep pulling each set of mobs back, and none of the fights are hard to handle. Now I'm gonna cut through to the boss fight, seeing as all the other trash mobs are virtually the exact same kind of pull. Now this boss does have a 10-minute enrage timer, which you are going to have to keep in mind. So pop all your cooldowns early and often. Now I like to try and have my pet pull him into the middle of the room, because as you can see, there is much strafing to do throughout the entire fight. Actually, the entire fight you are non-stop strafing because of the energy balls that he'll be shooting at you. Normally, in a 25-man raid, he targets one random raid member and fires the energy at him. But since you are alone, and you're the only one that's not in melee range, he's going to have to shoot you. Normally their damage wouldn't bother you, but because when they do hit you, they silence you for a few seconds, that can become quite troublesome, and you really just don't want it to interrupt your shot rotation. So I suggest continuing to strafe the entire fight. It is about a 10-minute fight. I tend to kill him right before the enrage timer most of the time. So just practice a little bit on your strafe shooting and you'll be alright through this. There is one more ability that the Void Reaver has that you're going to want to pay attention to. He has a knockback ability. I believe it's a kick, and it'll kick your pet a little bits away. But more importantly, every time he does it, he reduces the aggro that your pet has. So eventually you will take aggro from your pet and the Void Reaver will be coming after you. Luckily, we do have feigned death, so just keep an eye on your aggro meter and just be ready to feign death whenever you're around, say, 90%. That way your pet will go back to having 100% aggro. I believe in this fight I only needed to feign death once, but on occasion a second feign death may be advisable. You just need to make sure you time it right. Wait until one of the energy balls feign death. The ball hits, you feign death. Make sure you're down long enough that the aggro will reset, and then get up and start shooting again. Sometimes you will be silenced because of the energy balls, but that's fine. It just takes a moment, you'll be unsilenced, and you'll get back to your normal rotation. Make sure you always have your dots up. All the damage you can do continuously will be greatly needed. Other than that, he doesn't do too much damage. That's why the Spirit Beast is perfectly fine pet for this. He doesn't need to have extra hit points or an even stronger defense. Just continue to strafe around. An occasional mend pet is all you really need. You don't even really need to use the pet's heal all that often. The Gift of Naru and the Herbalism heal will be more than enough for most cases. Try not to get too close, because there is an occasional Thunderstomp type of ability that the Void Reaver will do. And it will do some damage to you, but not too much. But it is a little tricky because you need to stay close enough that your mend pet, you're in range for your mend pet, but again, far away enough that you don't get hit by the Thunderstomp. Ultimately, it's not too terrible to do. You should be able to figure out fairly quickly. Well, the fight is almost done, and as I said, he will drop a tier 5 token so you hunters can get another piece of your tier 5. And he will drop 250 gold and other epic drops that sell for about 5 to 15 gold or so. So it's plenty worth its time. Thank you everybody for watching the video game project. I'm Penny. I hope this walkthrough has helped you at any way, shape, or form. And if you enjoyed it, please subscribe and like this video, thumbs up it, give me some comments, send me some messages. I'm always happy to talk to my fans. Thank you again everybody for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.